Well, welcome, Susan, to this second of three vlogs. I'm Pip Weitz, Vice Chair of ACTO, and I have with me today Susan Utting-Simon, who's going to be talking with me about what might be the online formats to be most used with children, young people, and why. So over to you, Susan.
Well, it's interesting. I think maybe a lot of people think about working online with young people as being using video. I think shorthand for working online it has often been just assumed that it's
Yeah.
video. But interestingly, I find a lot of young people, while some do like to use video, I find a lot of young people in my personal private practice and also through charities that I do work with, quite like the use of text only. So whether that be live chat, so instantaneous, in the moment, real live chat, or message stroke email exchange. And I think if we ignore the obvious benefits of working by video, which is that you've still got the visual cues and you can see somebody and build that relationship, the advantages of working, which is what I'm going to talk a bit about at in the conference itself, some of the advantages of working with text can be allowing clients to have more privacy, more confidentiality around even their visual appearance, things like that. And I think I won't go too much into that today because that is what I'm going to cover in the conference. But I think that there is something about the accessibility of being able to type and talk, whether I say that's live chat or whether it's, in an email exchange, which might take them longer. There's something about being able to do that in their own bedroom when they've got time, things like that. And I think that's one of the main reasons why those particular formats can be more attractive to some young people. Not all, but certainly some.
Mm. Yeah, I think that's very interesting. I've always found with my students a certain resistance to chat and email at the beginning of their training. And by the end of their training, I can hardly get them off it because they're such converts, because the I don't know, it brings something completely unexpected to therapy. And this is not about modalities, but it does open, finds a different access point in the client that we're working with. Whether this is you could say it's a free association thing if you want to look at it that way, but I mean, just as easily it could be somebody doing CBT work very successfully via live chat. So it isn't about modality, but it does seem to access a client in a way that video constrains.
Yes, yeah. And I don't know whether this is this is totally a straw poll in my own head, Pip, but my experience over the last year myself with my own work with young people, but also supervising a lot of therapists who work with young people, is this strong message coming back that a lot of young people are utterly sick of being in Google Meets or Zoom meetings for school and having to be online and visual. I mean, some schools don't use video, they want their cameras off, but a lot do insist on seeing that they're there. And I think for a lot of young people that can be really hard, seeing their own face looking back at them, especially if they're not having a good day. So the video side of things I think can be really tricky.
I think it's just a bit of a generational thing. Looking at Susan Simpson's research, I know this is with adults, but consistently in her different bits of research, she's talked about how actually it's the therapist resistance to working online. And I think that then you drill down from that. If they're going to do it, well, we'll do it via video because it's the nearest to face.
Yeah.
And actually that's missing so much of the excitement of actually what the client would actually like. And the client, according to Susan, is Susan Simpson, pretty happy to cope with even terrible technology in the interest of being online.
Yeah. And interestingly, I mean, one of the things that I have found if I do live video sessions with clients is sometimes you know, they're happy to be online with video for a while, but then they're very comfortable if we move into screen sharing or looking at, you know, I have a range of photos that I have sort of to
Yes.
look at with them, and we annotate them together, or they'll place where exactly on that beach they'd like to be sitting
Well,
or
of
whatever.
course, that's the perfect point, is that when you work online rather than via the telephone, you have access to all these resources, you
Yeah,
know, shared screen and all the things you've just described.
yeah,
Just because you can't see the client doesn't mean you don't get access to all the wonderful array of tools that's online.
exactly. Yeah,
I'm thinking of, for example, even I've read quite a lot recently about therapists who are working with Minecraft online with children, young people. Seems a
yeah,
bit surreal,
yeah,
but
yeah,
if it's what suits the young person and it lights their whatevers,
yeah.
isn't that fantastic?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, that for me is the beauty of the various platforms that are available now,
Mm,
is that they do have that flexibility. So I have some sessions where I'm online with a client
yeah,
on video for a short while, then we switch to typing, then we might go to screen sharing or audio only, depending upon what it is that they're wanting to share with me or look
yeah,
at.
of course.
When the question what formats are used and why, as I think the simple answer is all of them, but in different ways, maybe, as you say, to what we as adult therapists might imagine would be the most useful.
That's it. And that's where the client has so much to teach us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
So, Susan, thank you very much for your time today. And I hope that you'll all watch the first and the third vlog that we'll be doing with Susan today as well. Thank you very much, Susan.